everyone, it's Dawn and welcome to this first in our series from PAPERCRAFT Society Box 28 by Pretty Gits Gritty. And I'm going to use the gel plate as it came, and it's such a rare treat to have a gel plate in a PAPERCRAFT Society box. I thought I'd do this project first, but I'm not going to do it in the way that it's probably done in traditional methods or in the book. I was going to do it with the paint that came with it. Unfortunately, those little pots aren't really quite big enough to cover one of these plates. Well, at least I couldn't make it big enough. I couldn't make it enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use it with a method and a product which you've probably got in your stash already. Now, most of us crafters, or is it we crafters? Anyway, most crafters have got ink pads, and I'm going to keep with the same colour theme of the box, which seems to be blue. And I'm going to use two colours of ink pads, and I'm actually going to use the lightest one first, and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to rub them over in a circular motion like this, and what we're going to do, we're going to create a background or a backing paper, and once you see it, it's not going to look all that special, but when you put it on in a matting and layering technique to create a card, it actually looks quite good. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So we're just going to pop some of that on like that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix this with some water just to loosen the ink a little bit. And again, I'm just going to use circular motions with my brush. And you can do this as many times as you like. And I virtually guarantee it'll be different every time. You can do the same technique even with the same colours of ink, and it'll never come out the same way twice. So you can have a lot of fun with this technique. And because it's ink, it won't take all that long to dry. So, oops, let's just hold that still for a minute. So you've got a nice resist effect there, where the water is resisting the ink, or the ink is resisting the water, whichever way around it goes. And what I'm going to do now, before it disappears completely, I'm going to take a piece of paper. This is a 5x7. The mat, or the jelly plate, is a 5x7. So I'm going to be making a 5x7 card so that the thing fits. And what we're going to do, this is a plain piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to give it a rub up and down, just like that. Like that. So we'll just give it a good press to make sure that it does actually transfer. That's probably enough. And then what we're going to do, I'm just going to get my ink pads out of the way. And I'm going to get my water out of the way so I don't knock it over, because we won't be needing that anymore. And I'm going to start with the bottom, and I'm just going to peel it off like that. Put my jelly plate out of the way, or to one side. And this time I had a pattern that looks like that. Now that looks quite a nice marbly effect. I quite like that. And already it's virtually dry. Because it's ink, it's virtually dry. Now I did this exactly the same way earlier on with the same colours, and I got a completely different look. I got this look, but at the moment I'm favouring that look. So I'm not going to throw that one away. I'm going to pop it to one side and bring in a 5x7 blank cardstock, which I made earlier on. And I'm going to use the one that we've made together on video. And I'm going to bring in some glue stick. And we're going to pop this on, and we're going to use what we've got in our stash. Well, I'm going to use what I've got. I'm going to use this box, or this method, to enhance some of the stash that I've already got in my craft chest. So we'll save the stamps and the other bits and pieces from the box for probably tomorrow's project. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to take the one that we've just made, and I'm going to lay that down. And if you use glue, you've got time to slide it into place. If you use tape and it's not right the first time, I'm afraid there's not a lot you can do about it. So I'm going to use that, and I rather like that mottled marble effect. It's really nice. I should probably be doing some more of that. And then I've got a 6x4 mat, and I will add all these measurements in the description down below so that you can refer back to them. And again, I'm just going to pop some glue on it. This is just an ordinary glue stick, because it's quite thin paper, so we don't need anything too robust. So we're just going to pop some glue on like that. Pop that to one side. Pick it up, turn it over, and then even if you don't particularly like the way it's come out, once you've laid a mat down like that, you don't get the whole lot. You don't get the mess in the middle. All you get, and again if you use glue, you've got time to push it into place like that, and you get a nice marbled edge or mottled edge around the outside, and that looks really pretty, quite delicate. I like that. Now, in my stash, in my drawer, in my embellishment drawer, which is still bulging although I use it daily, I found that, which quite coincidentally matches this lovely colour theme. So for that, I am going to use my red runner tape. So I'm going to just slide that to one side for a moment, bring that in, and run this tape around this lovely frame. Now you can use anything you've got. If you've got some dies with some paper that you love using, you can use that. Or if you've got some of these, I just got this from an old, I think it was from one of the craft packs that I got in the magazines ages ago. I've had it ages, so I'm afraid I can't remember where it came from. And because it's old, it's probably not available anymore. But I think it was from Hunky Dory. It looked like a Hunky Dory product to me. So it could have been a Hunky Dory product. But don't quote me on that because I could be wrong. So I'm going to lay that down like that and slot it in there. It fits just nicely on a 6x4, beg your pardon. And again, in my flower drawer, I found this beautiful spray. Again, it's a die cut from a past magazine. And I am going to just pop that on there with a bit of runner tape. I could have popped it up on foam pads or on foam tape, but I'm not going to. I'm going to make this one nice and quick and easy. And we're going to lay that in the centre of our arch, pop that out of the way. And we have a beautiful card. I'm not going to put a sentiment on it because I don't know what it's going to be for yet. And we used our jelly plate or gel plate to create this background. So there you go. That is the first project in our series from PAPERCRAFT Society Box 28. So I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful and found a different way of using your jelly plate or gel plate. And I will be back very soon with another project from a different element but of the same box. So in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this one. Please do stay safe, everybody. Have fun, and as always, happy crafting. Bye bye for now.